Hey Gil, hey everybody. Just getting things set up here. Because of course, why would I plan these things out and have things set up ready to go? That would be, proactive. So let's, boom, get our friends in here. Okay, cool. So I still have my suboptimal, like, camera situation, but you know what? It's good enough. It's good enough for what we need. Squeaky chair. So I'm joined this evening by my distinguished friend Gil. I was gonna say, Gil, you don't have a mic, but
yeah, I think I do. I just needed to find the audio thing. I couldn't hear you.
Oh, you can hear me.
I could not hear you.
Oh, well, that's good. I was saying lots of bad things.
You usually do.
Yeah, that's how I roll. Okay, so here's the deal. So I want to actually show everybody these first because I'm actually really excited about how they turned out. They're nothing special, really, but they are, I think they're scenic and thematic enough that I like how they turned out. I want to share them with you because I like them. So these are a bunch of bases I made for my sisters that are finally assembled using the green stuff roller. So these are normal bases, and then you just put the green stuff on there and roll the fiberglass rod over it, as you do with fiberglass rods, and paint it up. And I think it turned out pretty good, and I'm excited about it. I have two of those boxes of those sister boxes, sister army boxes that I have assembled, and as well as Celestine. So yeah, that's gonna be cool. That's what I really want to be painting right now, but last time we did a live stream, I had these guys, and not to mention this pile of drones and weapons that I have on the other side of my wet palette. I have all that stuff that I should really just finish up and be done with before I move on to the femme fatales that are my sisters. Okay, so I gotta do this. And yeah, Gil is working on necrons. Gil, what did you want to share with the nice people at home what you're doing?
I am working on a Necron Overlord with a War Scythe and Resurrection Orb, and I'm not quite sure how I'm going to paint him yet. I want him to be somewhat like this guy from the Indominus box, but I'm not entirely sold on the color scheme yet. I like it quite a bit. You got like purple wash over the silver and stuff. I kind of like it. I'm going to continue it, but I'm not entirely sold on what is going to go where yet. So I think I'm going to change it up a little bit on this second Overlord and see how that goes.
Cool. That sounds good. I sent you that picture earlier that had the like really high contrast green on there.
Yes, you did.
And I was surprised how much I like that, despite how kind of
very bright it is.
Well, I mean the brightness is what I like. I like the contrast, like the bright dark contrast.
Oh, but
But
how like little detail there was on the rest of it.
right, it was
Yeah.
all. I mean, it was either dry brush or airbrushed. Which like on top, one of my big pet peeves is when people paint an otherwise nice model and then just take an airbrush to it and just blast the crap out of it, because OSL. So
Yep. I remember that that doubles tournament we did like 3 years ago, and
yeah.
there was a really awesome Imperial Guard army,
Hmm.
and whoever painted the thing decided that I think that what they were going for is that they were fighting at night, so all the models are painted really dark,
Oh yeah.
and he loaded up all of his squads with just a ton of plasma,
Uh
and
huh.
he painted the plasma pink, and he did
Ooh.
huge, like giant
Ooh.
OSL. So for every guardsman holding his plasma gun, like, ready to fire it,
Uh-huh.
like his entire face, helmet, and chest and arm were all just
Pink.
bright pink.
I
And then the
mean,
rest of the model was really dark.
to each their own, right?
I mean, like, I
Whatever
get it.
you like is cool, but
Yeah, yeah. I thought
for me,
he did a nice job painting them, but I was not into the end result very much, even though he did do a very good job with it.
yeah, yeah. I know I have because I have the temple rod for those sister bases, but then what else do I have? I have it must have been a dream. I swore I had like a generic because I have this the Tau rod too, um, which actually does have like, oh, I guess not. Okay, this is funny. So like the details on this, and my camera is not going to be good enough for you to see this, but like the details on this, the iconography on it is very very close to the like copyrighted, the trademark or whatever stuff for Tau with an apostrophe. But the way that they're getting around it is by the inclusion of these little dots at the top center of other circular elements in the Tau symbols. So
Legally
like
distinct.
yes, so they like have like the different cast, um, the different cast symbols, but instead of having a circle on top, there's a circle with a little nub out of it. Here's like the Vior La symbol with two nubs on it instead of just the two circles. Um, you know what? I don't I don't make the rules, so I just play here.
Whatever makes fancy bases easier, I guess.
Yeah,
My bases are very not fancy.
yeah,
My army is mostly very not fancy.
yeah. But that's what I love about your army. Um, yeah, I'm finishing off the last of my Oktoberfest here, um, which is too bad. Oh, so there's a question in chat about like where do you get these? You get them from Green Stuff World, your supplier for all things green stuff. Green Stuff World, greenstuffworld.com. Not a sponsor, but
Just
hey,
a fan.
yeah, just a fan. Good product. Good product. Yeah, 3D printers too are a thing. Actually, I picked up. I got some more isopropyl alcohol to clean up prints, which is good. Um, yeah. Let's see.
I,
I've shown this folks these before, but I'm happy with these ouch puppies that I printed. I think they turned out really well, and if our avian auxiliaries become a thing again, I might might have a pack print.
I just primed this guy about 3 hours ago, and I didn't have any black primer left. I'm regretting the white primer.
Yes, I could have told you that you would regret it.
Well, I knew I would regret it, but I just
Or
really
a
wanted to paint him.
metallic.
So
Oh,
so
yeah.
I
Where did you prime it? Did you
hurts.
prime it outside, or did you
No,
prime it?
I went into the basement.
Mm-hmm.
It was just him, so I figured I could do it without stinking the entire place up, and
Mm-hmm.
I was mostly correct.
Yes. Yeah, that's the temptation, right?
Yep.
I'm trying to do everything I can to actually avoid painting. The intimidation factor here right now. It's been so long since I've highlighted a crisis suit that I'm anxious.
So paint his sister instead.
But then I have to spray paint one. I have to prime one.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
um,
Okay.
Gray is a good priming color. White is.
Oh, well, all right, I should say that. I did prime him gray sear. Let's see here.
Okay.
I need to find, there we go.
Oh
So
wait, but gray sear is like the contrast white, isn't it?
yeah, it's kind of like a cool gray.
Yeah,
It's great,
off-white.
but it's very bright, and it's,
Do you have my Wraithbone spray, or do I have that?
you have that.
Okay. So these sisters, I have the model selected. That's gonna be my test model. And I'm gonna try it black, because I'm going with a brown
Yeah.
base. So I'm gonna do black, and then I'm gonna use this brown ink that I have that should go on really nicely with the oh gosh, mirror brush. Yeah.
Brown ink on black. What would you be?
I mean, I guess I could do white. Why not? But
Well, I mean, I just,
that would make it brighter.
yeah.
Uh,
I guess I'm just a little confused about how the brown ink will work out on a black undercoat.
well, I mean, it should. My understanding is that should like here's a Pathfinder that's prime black that has brown base coat on it. That's thicker than an ink would be, but it's not ink like in the same way like we used to have black ink.
Right.
Right? It's a different.
Nice, shiny, greasy ink.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we just didn't shake those well enough.
No, I agree.
Like when we were kids, we are like, I don't need to shake this. It's liquid.
I mean, I was talking about that with Jake last week, and he insisted that he would shake his all the time, and his were still shiny. So I don't know.
Shake harder.
Yeah, I guess.
Uh,
I guess.
yeah. Okay, I could paint the bases. I did actually have a lot of fun painting these green stuff bases. They were a lot of fun just because it was just color, 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 like no detail. Just
That's basically what it's like painting Necron warriors.
yeah,
It's awesome.
it's therapeutic.
It is.
Okay, let's make some magic happen here. I have to remember what I think I started off. So I like how my other crisis suits turned out. I think I'll just start with Evil Sun's Scarlet. I think that's what I do. I think I start with Evil Sun Scarlet for all the areas that are normal red color. And then I think I do this Lugganath orange for all the areas that are highlighted with orange. But it seems too bright. Hold on,
Tyrannosaurus Rex wants to know what my first army was. My first army was Dark Elves. Like my first real army was Dark Elves. And in 40K, it was Eldar in 3rd edition.
Healthway.
Yep. And then I took up Blood Angels and played them exclusively for, I don't know, 2003 until I got into necrons just recently, which I've wanted to do for a long time, and Mike can back me up. I really wanted to have them because I knew they'd be really quick and easy to paint if you don't prime them gray sear. And I've been really enjoying doing that.
Don't believe him. This is all a lie. Total fiction.
They're also a lot of fun to play.
I guess. Okay, here's one. Here's one of the ones that's finished. I just have a bunch. I have these crisis suits are sitting here with all their weapons attached. So, if I ever wanted to, I don't know, put them on something else, I wouldn't know where they went. But yes, this is all true statements, and yeah.
Yeah, that would metallic spray definitely works really nicely. I don't know why I decided to. I mean, mostly I was experimenting. I wanted to see how I liked this because I am planning on doing some washing for a lot of his accoutrement. But getting the dark spots done is maybe not worth it. I don't know.
Okay.
Working on it, but I would say I've probably got about 2,500 points of necrons right now, and half of them are primed black. And then the other half are primed. Well, maybe not quite half. They're primed with or not primed, I should say. They are a monstrosity that was sprayed with lead belcher, and I have mixed feelings about that, but it works out all right.
We're gonna try this and see. I think I might actually just use the fiery orange I used in the airbrush to. That probably makes more. No, because this makes for riveting, riveting live stream. Okay. I'm sure folks are wondering when I'm going to make a video on anything, or more importantly, but more specifically, the Imperial Armor Compendium, and I will make one as soon as I have those rules in a form that I can like look at without straining my eyes. So I don't have the book yet. So once I have the book or have access to all those rules and points, I'll update my spreadsheets and we'll see how the changes have affected some of our dearest units. First impressions, though, from what I've seen, the Tetra looks nice. I'm excited about the Tetra getting, just a normal marker light as opposed to having the high intensity marker light. So basically it shoots 3 marker lights instead of shooting one that can turn into 3, which takes a lot of the variability out of the output, and that is a win.
I'm mostly curious to see what Games Workshop does with Tau after reading the Space Marine Codex and the Necron Codex.
Right.
Just because they seem to really want morale to be a really huge deal. And Tau kind of get around it in a lot of ways right now. And that works to their advantage in some nice ways, but I think that the buzz on the internet pretty resoundingly says that Tau are not in a happy spot right now. So I'm very excited to see what they do to address those issues, if anything.
Well, yeah, but I mean, even if Tau had, even if Tau didn't, suffer any penalty for like even if Tau never fled, that wouldn't solve the main problems with the army range.
Right, right. Oh. That was bad. Don't drop your things.
Drop them always. That's how they get battle damage. That's how you get an authentic look. Don't ever believe anyone that says that they have weathered their models with pigments. No, they dropped it down the stairs. Oh God. He's doing such a good job having nice, precise strokes here. Hashtag precise strokes 2020. Having some really nice, real precise strokes here, and then I just totally fat fingered it.
The way that my webcam is picking me up, I think that everything I'm doing is fat fingers right now.
Yeah, I don't know what the deal is with mine. It's capable of focusing, but it like just consistently gets it wrong. I don't know why. I have a feeling like maybe it's because of all the times I've dropped it. What else is everybody up to?
There's some conversation about Tau in the chat right now, and
what? We don't talk about Tau.
I know. There's no Tau.
I can't. I'm disgusted.
So I mean, I have never played Tau. I play against Tau a lot.
Didn't you play Tau there one time?
I might have played them once.
In Jake's basement. Can you play?
I might have. I might have done it once just to do it, to see what it's like on the other side of those gun barrels.
Like how curious.
But I mean, Necron's got a bunch of melee stuff that they didn't previously have this edition, and that feels, having played Necrons a couple of times now, like that was very necessary and important. And Tau, being very frustrating to play against, probably needs to have some melee in a big way.
Hey, we have Kroot.
Well, then Kroot needs to be good. That's all. That's all there is to it.
I got a box today that has some Kroot in it. Unassembled, new in box. They are going to stay in that box until the Tau Codex hits. And if they don't, if Kroot are good, then I will. Probably what will happen after I say this. Like, Kroot will get a new model, a new kit. But
that is how it goes.
Yeah, if Kroot are good, I'll keep them, and if they're not good, then I'll sell them. But
I should say that is how it goes, except for with old Space Marine special characters. If they got a model in 3rd edition, they still have a model from 3rd edition, except for what, Calgar?
Yeah, I was gonna say Calgar.
Except for Calgar and Mephisto.
But that's not actually Calgar. So.
Yeah. Calgar's gotten like 4 models since, or is it 3 models since 3rd edition? Either way,
I think it's 3.
He's gotten a lot of attention.
I don't think. Yeah. Well, you know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I think. Yeah. I just, in terms of new models for Tau, right? Like, what would they do if they're going to revisit things? We need replacements for the fine cast. So we need a new Farsight. We need new sniper drones. We need a new Vespid. Like the special characters Anba, Anshi need new people. I think Long
Hammerhead guy.
Yeah, I think long strike is it's fine cast still. But like I think do necrons, yeah, like Nightbringer is still fine cast. So
Yeah,
I think,
Nightbringer and Deceiver. I think the original Cryptek model is fine cast.
yeah,
And
yeah.
I
So
think
it's not
that their
like they
special
got rid.
characters are fine cast.
Yeah, so it's not like they got rid of fine cast
No.
for necrons even.
Well, right now they kind of got rid of all the fine cast just by virtue of it not being in stock.
That's one way. Yes,
That's one way to
they
get rid of fine cast
technically got rid of it. Yes,
is you just don't sell it.
right. We sell no fine cast at this store. Um, but yeah, so right, those are things that they could update. I would not be surprised if they did not touch the. I mean, actually, what would be kind of cool is if they did give Anshi a new model. Um, it'd be really if they gave Anshi a new model and some new rules. I'd be fine if they left Farsight as a fine cast because it's fairly easy to convert a cold star. There's lots of nice third-party bits that you can get. Um, so
Ooh.
I'd be fine with that. I would like to see Anshi get some attention.
Oh, I just had a terrible idea.
Do it.
There's this dude has this skirt, right? I need to remember. He's
Kill.
got this skirt, right? And it's got all these little like balls on it, like all these little orby things
Like
in the
two.
skirt. And I
There's
am
always
tempted to
balls.
make those all glowing green.
Oh, do it.
That might be overkill with the green, but we'll see.
I don't think you can do that. I don't think you can overkill the green. Um,
The accent color is the main
yeah.
color.
But yeah, so like aside from having totally new units and like you could I mean, you can come up with some ideas for like what new units would be. Like there could be some like gun emplacements. Um, like they have the tide wall, but they could kind of expand on that a little bit. Not that I'd want them to. I would resent having to bring a fortification to make my army work.
Well, they are pushing that again, though.
Yeah. Um, so they could make, but they could do like some sort of, they got rid of the drone turrets. They got, they got rid of the drone turret. They got rid of the sensor tower from Forge World. I would be, not that that means anything, but I think it'd be kind of cool if they had like an aircast relay tower that was a source of marker lights and like made anything with the flag keyword hit like +1 or something. Or maybe like you select one unit with the flag keyword and give them +1 automatically without having to use marker lights. That's probably overpowered, but you can make it like super easy to kill, right? Like,
Well, so based on the things that they did with the Necron and Space Marine Codex, I would say
reroll
that
life to wound.
Cadra Fireblade is probably because he currently lets you shoot twice or something like that, doesn't he?
He adds 1 to your pulse rifle or pulse carbine shots within half range. So
Okay.
a pulse rifle at 15 inches will shoot 3 times instead of 2.
I would guess because with very rare exception, everything that is like that is now a targeted ability in the command phase. So I would
Don't put
think
that
that.
evil on me. Don't put that evil on me.
So what I would say, in anticipation of 9th edition, auras like that are going to target some kind of core thing.
Yeah.
So it'll be a Fire Warrior team, Striker, Breacher, whatever, or Crisis Suits, or probably not Stealth Suits, but maybe, or Broadsides or something like that, and it will like give you +1 to hit and maybe still do the add an additional shot in half range or something like that. And then Ethereals will have a comparable ability, probably related to what was it? They're basically morale like buffers, aren't they?
They can be, yeah. I mean, you get to use their leadership. What I think is probably more likely is the ethereal. The ethereal buffs might be army wide, but the ethereal buffs are generally, cast a wider net than the fireblade buffs. And so if the ethereal buffs are army wide, then the fireblade will be core only. Or if the ethereal is core only, then the fireblade will be strike team or well, yeah, basically strike team or pathfinder probably. And it probably won't be like add. I think if they did that, it would be like shoots twice or something if they remain stationary. Or maybe volley fire will stay exactly the same as it is now.
Maybe. They really like their targeted support abilities so far, which I think has been really fun to play with, actually.
I guess I would say that would be one way that they could improve, like make Tau shooting sufficiently better than, I mean, not sufficiently, but if Tau only act in one phase, they have to really, really do well in that one phase.
Well, I think that they do that right now. It's just that they aren't able to make up for how good they are in that phase by managing in the other phases at all.
Right, so they're not good enough. Right, they would have to be good enough that those other phases don't.
Well, like I guess what I'm trying to say is right now they are so powerful in shooting that they can't be good in any other phases, and that's not good design.
Why can't they be good in other phases?
Because their shooting is so strong right now.
So strong that they just win games left and right.
Well, no, you can table an army and still, well, maybe they have one model left and still be way behind in points.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, they are good in shooting, but that's not enough. They're not good enough at shooting.
Well, I mean, if they're any better than they are right now, then they do just table whoever they're playing against. What I think is that, like, without adding new units, which I'm sure they will get some kind of new thing.
It's gonna be a unicycle.
Yeah. Without adding any new units, I think that the Kroot stuff needs to be far better than it is right now.
Right. I hope they do.
Like, just by making Kroot way better and giving them a close range option that is actually scary.
Yeah, I love that. I love that statement. Just by making Kroot way better.
Yeah, just by making them just like broken, overpowered.
Yeah.
And to Zach Leclerc saying Tau aren't really that good in shooting because they only have ballistic skill 4. That's right. But they also have a number of guns that will just eliminate whatever they shoot at more often than not. And that is not unique to Tau, but it is something that they have in far greater numbers than other armies.
Yeah. Depends, but yeah.
Well, all right, fine. Maybe I'm just having PTSD from the Relic ion accelerator that I don't know how much damage that does on average, but it's got to be like, what, 12 wounds on average or something like that?
Against a vehicle?
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. I don't remember.
Yeah.
But yeah,
it's a lot.
Yeah. I mean, I would be happy. I want there to be some either stratagem or character or piece of war gear that allows any battle suit to fire in close combat. Um, right. So not just Riptides, not just Ghost Keels, but
That's terrifying.
like that would if you can fire in close combat as either as if it was a melee attack, like actually in the fight phase, or or or
Well,
just
that actually, I don't want to interrupt you, but Zach responded to me, Eradicators. That's why I was just thinking about the terrifying possibilities of Crisis Suits shooting in close combat,
yeah.
is because of fusion blasters.
Right. Fusion blasters in close combat are basically fusion blades. So fusion blades for you, and fusion blades for you, and fusion blades for you. That would be awesome.
I assume that's a relic.
It is. Um, it's a Farsight Enclave's relic.
Yeah, that's yeah. Those do exist. I'm not saying that they don't. I'm just saying that playing against Tau, it feels bad, man, even if you are winning. And that's a bummer. You don't want to feel bad playing against an army.
Yeah, I guess I mean if you're right, like if you're
Like I'm not trying to make
winning,
a comment about the overall state of Tau's balance, just how it feels to play against them, knowing that you're going to lose a third of your army, not a third, a quarter of your army every turn at least to their shooting. And even if they don't do anything else, you know that you're going to be close to table at the end of the game. And it's just a race to get stuff done before you're absolutely gone without really too much option for maneuvering out of it or anything like that.
what if you're Dark Angels?
Yeah, well, if you're Dark Angels, you don't care about anything because nothing wounds you.
So like I want Crisis Suits just to shoot, and Crisis Suits need to either be able to shoot in close combat or jump, shoot, jump. I think those are like the two options. Um, but like um, yeah. Oh, Phil Kelly said that fusion blades would be standard warrior. That would be sweet. Um, I didn't see that. I saw that Phil Kelly had a interview. It was just a few days ago, wasn't it? It was pretty recently. I thought. I didn't watch it, but maybe now I will. Um, watch this off, otherwise I'm gonna have a problem. So I want Crisis just to be able to do that. I think that I've said it multiple times before. I think there's several ways you can make Crisis suits better, and have it be balanced. So, for instance, if you were to change how savior protocols work, I think giving crisis suits a cheat around that, like if you said like savior protocols only works for, if they are drones that are brought as an attached unit, they only work for the unit that bought them, for example, but then allow crisis suits to cheat on that. Um, or if you gave them jump shoot jump and no one else, or if you gave them some trick, some functionality aside from just having guns, that made them special. I think that I think I think that would be good. But yeah, I really would like to see a greater diversity of Kroot units, and I would like to see a greater diversity of Vespid units. Um, I think Kroot units could be kind of a little bit more straightforward, where you have the specialization baked into the profile, whereas Vespid would be more of a utility unit more than a particular not more than offensive unit necessarily. I done with this yet? No. How did I do that? Okay.
That actually could be somebody said something about giving Tau the Ultra Smurfs thing. One thing that they seem to really want to be doing is making HQ choices have abilities that really impact their positioning, and also, like I said, changing a lot of auras and stuff into directed abilities.
Mm-hmm.
I could definitely see them saying that, like a Chasso or something like that, or what's the second
They don't have
rank
them
of that?
anymore.
They don't have
Chazelle.
them anymore. All right.
Yeah.
Well,
We got
so
that
like kind of
place.
like a crisis lieutenant or something like that, have the ability to allow a unit to fall back and shoot. So it wouldn't be as powerful as they were in 8th edition, where they could just fall back and blast stuff. But you would have the ability to do it with good positioning of your characters or something like that. I could definitely see them doing something
Yeah.
in that vein.
Like I think the time for the auxiliary is here.
I agree. I would much prefer to see all sorts of weird alien stuff, Crude in particular, rise to prominence. So you have cool mixed armies that look like you're using a bunch of allies,
Right.
like some kind of 6th edition type monstrosity, but it's not. It's just Tau.
Yeah.
I would love to see that.
That would be cool. I feel like I don't know because they did like I don't know they leaned hard into the Tau part of Tau, and they didn't. I don't think they needed to do that, but they looked at what people were interested in the army and they said people like battlesuits and crew don't have battlesuit and Vespa don't have battlesuits, so we're making the Storm Surge, we're making the Ghost Kill, or
Yeah, people don't. People like battlesuits. We make the Riptide. People stop buying Kroot and Vespids, start buying Riptides. Okay, let's make more Riptides.
yeah.
Yeah, so stupid. I am not at all an expert in the game, but in my experience with Tau, they are really frustrating to play against as an assault-based army. And even if you win the game, you'll feel like you lost the game. I'm sure that if you're playing a shooting-based army, or if you're not really too focused on assault units, you're going to be more inclined to find them to be weak, because you're kind of playing the same game there. Whereas if you're an assault-based army, you're playing very different games. And although Tau are not good in assault, they are better than they were when they were really, really bad at assault.
Are they?
Yeah, you can, like, if I charge you with a group of Sanguinary Guard, you're not hitting me on 5s, you're hitting me on 4s.
Oh, you're
Okay?
talking just because of okay.
Just because of the changes to the weapon skill and ballistic skill. Well, not ballistic skill, but weapon skill.
I mean, I'm still hitting you on 5s.
Huh? Oh, you are still hitting on
Yeah,
5s? Okay.
my weapon skill is 5.
Oh, is it? All right. Well,
Yeah.
there we go. So I'm wrong. But the main thing, like when I'm playing Blood Angels,
Which
if
is
I
it's 5 if I'm lucky.
if I try to kill a Riptide, it's going to result in that Riptide saving against most of my attacks and then shooting me and murdering me.
It's
which
not
is a
murder,
bummer.
it's self-defense. You
Well,
charge him.
fair enough. Oh, that is something that I almost guarantee will go away. You will not have any access to 3-up invulns when you get new
Yeah,
code. I
the
guarantee that.
Riptide Nova charge will give it a 4-up instead of
Y-
a 3.
yep,
Yeah,
yep, for
I think
sure.
I've heard that speculated.
Yeah, so
That
with the
would be
changes to
cool.
Storm Shields, apparently a lot, like I didn't play Necrons in 8th edition, but uh, there were a lot of 3-up invulns on their characters, which are now 4s. And so
Which I
I
like. I mean, that's a drawback
yes,
for
it,
Riptide
it's,
for Tau, but I like that as a design thing for the game.
yeah, it's way better. It is way, way better. It feels nice to attack something and say, all right, worst case scenario, he's got a 50-50 shot
Right.
instead of,
Worst
all
case
right,
scenario never
I'm going
happened.
to use, all right, yeah, it feels way better for that to be the situation than it did in 8th edition, and you go after something that has a 3-up invuln and you're like, all right, this thing has massive toughness. I need to use big guns. Big guns almost always have low shots. And then you inevitably miss one or two
Unless it
of your
was a
shots,
Ivara.
unless you're in Ivara, and then you have a ton of shots.
Right. Well, had. I mean, you still
Yeah.
have a ton of shots, but you don't. Uh, so if you folks like the beginning of my table of contents video, you'll like the beginning of my actual compendium review when I film it. Hey, thanks, David. I've been playing Tau for a long time. Not planning on stopping anytime soon. So
They're super cool. I have a love-hate relationship with them, but I totally understand the love.
you do get pretty salty sometimes.
I do. I do. But I mean, if it tells you how much I get triggered by Tau, attacking Deathwing or Ravenwing is nowhere near as frustrating as it is attacking Tau. And Deathwing and Ravenwing don't die.
I like it's probably a good thing that the Ivara doesn't do 3 damage anymore with its flamer, but
But it was awesome when it did.
it was awesome. I love that. Like just zip around, just burning stuff. Like, and you're gone, and you're gone, and you're gone. I mean, the Ivara was, you know, vulnerable in ways. Um, but
I think the thing that just triggers me about Tau is that they have so many rules in 8th edition, and I think it was like that in 7th edition as well, but I don't recall. That
seventh
just
edition
say,
was, yeah.
yeah, they just say, I know the game works this way, but I'm a weird faction, and so I just ignore the way the game works half the time.
You know how you think the game works? Not
That's
anymore.
not how it works when you play against me.
No.
Yeah,
If,
that I think that's why I get so salty about Tau is because they're just like, nah, I know that's not the rules for me. That's
I remember I went to like a 40-person tournament in Indiana once, and this was like I can't remember what the list was like. You know, a Riptide and like a few broadsides, and yeah, I don't know. It was Riptides, broadsides, whatever. And I think it was 6th edition, but the guy had never played against Tau, and so I had to like I was explaining everything to him, and I felt bad because I'm like I know this isn't sticking like but yeah. I mean, you should explain. It's good sportsmanship to explain how your army functions, no matter what.
yep.
But
But Tau does have that extra helping of needing explanation, since
Right.
like, yeah, I know you want to shoot this thing that is killing you, but you don't get to. I'm sorry. I mean, you can try, but not really. Yeah, exactly, Zach. Yeah, I'm gonna Overwatch you. It doesn't cost me any CP, and my entire army is gonna shoot that thing that you're charging me with. I
Hmm.
hope that's okay.
Actually, I hope it's not okay, and I hope you immediately regret your decision and never try again.
Well, that might be another thing that you end up getting, is that like the Hexmark Destroyer always hits on 2 up and it can never be modified. I could definitely see them, like, if they don't, kind of rebalance Tau's like power allotments.
Hmm.
I could definitely see them saying like you never hit on worse than a 4 up or something like that.
Ooh, that would be a cool ethereal ability. Or if they do bring in like a new unit, like maybe like a demiurge or something.
Yep. And then like necrons have a stratagem that just lets you ignore cover against one enemy unit
Hmm.
for the entire turn
I mean,
or something like that.
I think that's still the thing that marker lights should do. Uh,
And that may well be. But I think that having something like the Hexmark Destroyers thing, where like all Tau stuff, like maybe that's like a battlesuit thing, not necessarily an ethereal buff, just like it is inherent to battlesuits that they never hit on worse than a 4.
That'd be cool too. I'd be fine with that. Give me that somewhere, and I'd be happy. I mean, the other way to do that is to just make their ballistic skill 3.
Well, uh, I think that using the marker lights to improve your chance to hit is a neat mechanic. I think that it's maybe not where it needs to be right now. I think that every top player would be like, yes, make me hit better, please.
Right.
Um, but I think that that is a cool identity thing for Tau.
Mm, yeah.
So I would be a little remiss to see that go. But
Right. Well, I think like the way the the +1 to hit shouldn't be like 5 marker lights.
right, I do agree with that. I think was it Bell of Lost Souls? I don't remember which website it was, or was it Frontline Gaming, whichever. Somebody said just collapse the first 2 marker light benefits into one, and then the next 2 into a second marker light, and then the +1 to hit as the third.
Oh, that would be.
So what is that? That's reroll ones and seeker missiles, I think.
Yeah. Yep.
And then it's no cover and something, I don't remember
And
what the
move and
fourth one
shoot,
is. Move and shoot, yeah.
which
And then +1 ballistic skill would be 3. And I think I'm okay with that. I also think that like they would have to change the stratagem that lets you blow up marker lights to it just adds 1 once you've hit one.
the networked
Um,
or uplinked marker lights. Sorry.
yeah, whatever it is.
Network marker lights are. I like network marker lights. Well, I guess those would be redundant now. So network marker lights used to be a thing that you could have that would allow you to benefit from your own marker lights, but now you can do that with any marker light. So, but now network marker lights are a relic for pathfinders that make their marker lights assault instead of heavy.
So yeah, I think that I would like to see that. I think that makes sense because like playing against Tau, again, a rules clarity thing, since Tau kind of breaks so many rules, it would be a lot less bookkeeping for somebody playing against them to just have like 1, 2, 3. You reroll ones, you can move and shoot, you get
Mm-hmm.
+1 BS. That's a lot easier to keep track of than what the current situation is. It's better for the Tau player. I think that everybody would like that. I don't know. Maybe I'm just talking out my butt. But it sounds good to me. Sounds good to me.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess I'd like to see some different perks rolled into the marker light system. I don't know what those would be though.
I mean, it would be kind of neat. I mean, I'm just spitballing at this point, but it would be kind of neat if different seps got different benefits for, like, say that if you get a fourth one, different seps get, like, I don't know,
We
plus
get
one
like
AP or
accept,
something like
yeah,
that, for getting a fourth marker light, or like
like
if
your
you,
protocols or whatever.
yeah, a little bit. I mean, what is it? Dynastic codes,
Yeah,
what you're looking for.
yeah, that's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah. Which, for the most part, command protocols aren't a huge deal.
Yeah.
They don't do that much, unless you're playing Zarek, and I would say then they're probably, you got to be hoping they're a big deal for them, because their whole thing is basically getting to use one of them twice.
I mean, I would like to see Master of War take on a little bit more of a character, a little bit more um, flavorful role. Because Master of War right now is the ability that gives you the Mankai and Kaoyan. Um, and I would like to see I'd like to see that be modified by the Sept.
Yeah, that'd be neat. I mean, I'm all for different, like, sub factions being more distinct from each other. I think that Space Marines, of both flavors, Chaos and Loyal, both do a really nice job of feeling very different from one another, even if they do ostensibly kind of sit in the same niche with each other.
Mm-hmm.
And it would be really cool to see more factions have that kind of, like, I don't know, just, it would be cool to say, oh yeah, I played against, I don't know, what's Viorla. I played against a Viorla army today instead of I played against a Tau army today.
Right. I mean, you can do that now. I mean, the Septenet is distinct, but yeah,
But
the
it
fact
isn't
that
defining the army, like, for other people.
I mean,
It's not like people who are playing against Tau are going to say, oh, I'm playing against Viorla, I need to be ready for, X, Y, and Z.
right, you're not taking totally different units. I mean, I like for Farsight Enclaves, you know, if you're gonna take Crisis Suits, you're probably gonna take Farsight Enclaves because you can take the Veteran Cadre.
Oh, actually, there you go. That is the one Tau Sept quotes that really does have that feel, right? Farsight does feel very different from the others.
Right. Yeah, and it should.
Yeah, it absolutely should. That's not the brush I want. Jake, steal my brush?
Probably.
You might have.
Yeah. I would be happy if I think it'd be funny if stealth suits got like a fusion. So there's basically like a short range fusion gun on the hazard suit, and the name is escaping me right now. But
I think
it's the fusion. No, it's not the fusion cascade, is it?
short range fusion gun works for me.
Yeah. Because it's the fusion. What's the one on the ghost cube? Anyway, that's the breaker. I don't know. So anyway, there's a fusion on the hazard suits. I would like to see that on stealth suits.
I think that would be great.
Yeah.
I think stealth suits only have the burst cannon option, right? Or do they have other weapon options now?
Since the quote new kit came out, they can 1 and 3 can take a fusion blaster. I just
Fusion
never
Collider.
Fusion Collider. is the right is the ghost skill. Right. Yep. And so the cascade is the hazard version. Yeah. Okay. Good. Yep. Okay. So I was right. I was right. That's good. Um, but so like kind of like a shotgun fusion blaster, I think would be cool on a stealth suit. But I think it'd also be just like um, it might be a little much.
I mean,
It would.
technically, you can take multi-melta devastators and put them in a drop pod and stick them right up next to people too. So
But they're not -1 to hit.
it's true, but you know what? I do take it back. They're not -1 to hit, and they have fewer wounds, and their armor save is the same. So
Devastators.
you're right.
How many? They just have no. They have 2 wounds now, don't they?
Yeah, don't stealth suits have 3?
Nope.
Oh, they have 2?
Yeah.
Okay, then they're very comparable.
Yeah. Crisis suits have 3, which I hope with the new codex gets bumped to 5.
I would be surprised to see that. 4 is probably not out of the question, but
Yeah.
5 is, I mean, that's a lot. That's a lot of wounds. Most HQs don't even have, or I shouldn't say most. Lots of HQs don't even have 5 wounds.
Yeah. I just again want Crisis to be able to survive a punch. So give me something.
I mean, they definitely are upping lethality, so
Right.
I'm not sure what to say about that, other than I'm not feeling like that's likely to happen.
Mm-hmm. These have sat out too long. They're getting a little fuzzy. Oh, Space Magnet. You're doing it wrong if you have nothing to paint right now.
Yeah, you clearly are either early on in the addiction or in like late stage.
Yeah, you're prolific. um, yeah, there should always be. There should be a healthy pile of guilty things, things that you really should have painted a long time ago, that you told yourself you would paint immediately. And yeah,
I am of the opinion that if you've been playing for however long you've been playing, you should have a model from whenever you started that is unpainted, at least one.
I'm sure I have plenty of wood elves. I know I have plenty of wood elves that are unpainted. The question is if they are intact or if they are a hot mess of debris. um, that's my greatest my greatest Warhammer shame.
Dead wood elves.
Yes, dead wood elves. Okay, so stupid. Again, I think you win. I think you win the stream for best name. Stupid.
It is awesome.
I do love that. So what tips do I have for a new Tau player? I really should make another one of those videos. I don't know. I probably have like 4 or 5 start playing Tau videos.
You should.
Yeah. And
the first one should be, I know I'm a shooting army, but I'm actually really good against close combat.
yeah. And I just like kind of as a side, I do love it when I see people comment on videos that are like 4 or 5 years old, and they're just like bewildered by why the information is incorrect.
That is funny.
Yeah. Wait, stupid. Are you one of my Discord people? Which by the way, if you guys don't know, we have a Discord. We have a Discord, and yeah, there we talk about stuff. We talk about stuff. We talk about Tau, amongst other things. So But
Never would have seen that one coming.
yeah. So, so what things should you learn, or which things should you do if you are just starting out with Tau? I mean, t- as we've been talking about, Tau are kind of in a rough place right now. So I think the best thing to do is to just play, play, play an army list that you like where you like the models, right? Like don't no matter what you do with the list, it's not going to be perfect, right? It's going to suffer from the fundamental flaw that um, the fundamental flaw of being active in only one phase of the game. So if that's the case, you might as well learn the army, build the army, using units that appeal to you, because, and this is something I've said, this is something I say every time someone asks me about starting the army is, play the units that you think are cool, whether you think they're cool because of their mechanics or because of their model. That's what's going to be the most rewarding for you, at least at the beginning, and is something that's going to lead you to not only better understand the army, but be more invested in the army and be more likely to stick with it and find success with it in the long run. So um, play what you want, play what looks fun, what you want to paint. Those are the things that I think are really important, especially with Army right now that is waiting for a codex. Um, but but as far as which units I would recommend or how I would start, I would pick up the start collecting box. I don't think is a bad deal. I think it's a fairly good place to start, for two reasons. One is that um, the all the models in there are up to date and can be effective on the tabletop. There's no throwaway unit in there really. Um, and the second is that it teaches you a lot about how the army functions. You have the ethereal in there. If you pick up multiple boxes, start collecting boxes, you can convert an ethereal to a cadre fireblade if you want. It has crisis suits in there, so you understand the battlesuit mechanics. It has drones, so you understand serial protocols. It has fire warriors, so you understand how their infantry functions. Um, I think it's a very well-rounded box and teaches you a lot about the army. So that's where I would start, especially with the current state of the army, where you don't know exactly where it's going to be going when the new codex comes out. Those are units that you will likely at least enjoy, if not have use for, once the codex does come out.
I think you also hit on another really important rule for Warhammer. In addition to needing to have a model from whenever you started playing that is unpainted, you also need to get really excited about a unit that you later find out is really bad.
Yeah, that's true.
These are the things that bond us together.
Yes. I don't. Gil, what are you thinking about? Is what do you think is a good example of something you thought would be amazing and was trash?
What would be a good example of that? I would say probably the best example. Like, I mean, right now I can tell you the Hexmark Destroyer is that, but this is
Oh yeah.
the revelation, that first revelation, I think
The
would
giant.
have been probably witch elves, I want to say, in Warhammer Fantasy around what edition was that? 4th edition?
I don't know. That's what I was going to ask. I don't know.
I think it was 4th edition witch elves. They were great on paper, except for the part where they had no armor save, and you couldn't transport them faster, and they were elves, so they were quick, but they were also elves, so their strength was 3.
Yeah, and they're naked.
Yep.
Essentially naked.
So, like, they were supposed to be, one of those, like, they had poisoned weapons, so that helped.
Right.
But they were one of those units that was supposed to actually, like lots of small hits, and you'll death by 1,000 cuts your target, except they would die every time before they got to their target. And then they might actually also die after they got to their target before actually doing anything meaningful.
I had a little bit of that realization with hive crones. In that.
Oh yeah, that was just a month ago?
Yeah, whenever
that was. A month and a half ago.
Yeah.
That was
I
sad.
think it was longer than that.
It was recent-ish.
It feels longer than that.
I mean, everything feels like forever these days. But yeah, that was a sad moment for sure.
Yeah.
And that's exactly kind of the same thing. Like, ooh, that's a scary thing. It needs to die. Oh, it died.
Nope, it's done.
That was easy.
Maybe the Sunshark bomber when that first came out. Although I don't think I was that. I think it was more the novelty of a flyer that had me excited.
You definitely. I remember when that first came out. You're like, yeah, I got a flyer now. I'm like, okay. And you're like, yeah, it's probably not very good, but it's a neat model.
Yeah. One of the things about doing this long enough, I probably have a video that tells what I thought about it.
That is likely true.
We can
Let's
go
find
on
out.
the back machine.
I'm gonna check. I'm gonna check your channel right now.
I'll do it.
I'm doing it.
Give me those sweet views.
Son. I'm just gonna do that. My keyboard is way over there. 7 years ago, Sun Shark Bomber and Razor Shark Strike Fighter.
Yeah.
Codex review.
I feel like I'm a high school teacher right now, and just like, class, today we're gonna watch a video, and this is what it's gonna be. I can hear myself. Let me read the text.
Yep. I was just kind of hopping around, not seeing a judgment call being made on it back then. But I do have a vague recollection of you saying that it was probably not very good, but you were happy to get it. So
I have periodically had tendencies to reserve judgment and try to just be an optimist. Yeah, so Riptides are good.
Riptides are very good.
Their biggest strength is their durability right now.
Yeah, they have that 8th edition durability.
Yeah, they do.
They've got Feel No Pain. They've got a 3++.
Yeah. Yeah.
They've got a lot of stuff that is probably not going to remain in the repertoire in 6 months or whenever the updated codex comes out.
Yeah, Riptides, like a heavy burst cannon Riptide will do damage. An ion accelerator Riptide,
murders
depending
everything.
on the matchup, right? Like if you're playing against like a horde army, is not going to be very good. But anything that has something that has some meat to it, it will be very effective against.
Space Marines.
Yeah. And their value is twofold. One is in that offensive ability, but also in their staying power. They can sit in one place, although that's not totally recommended. They can sit in one place, and then when they get charged, they can still function to some extent in close combat, and notably hold that position, and not just be wiped off the board. They're tough enough, they have enough wounds, and they have a good enough save that they can stay for a long time.
If I had a quarter for every time I charged a Riptide with a unit of 15 Death Company or a unit of 10 Sanguinary Guard and a captain and failed to kill it.
Oh, Captain, my Captain.
They're so beefy.
Mm-hmm.
So very beefy.
I don't know if I want to try, like, I guess I won't. I won't dry brush. I will. I'm going to dry brush this. I'll be right back. Talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah, the Amplified Ion Accelerator, I think, has by itself given me long-term PTSD for fighting against Riptides. And they added that thing in because I don't remember which supplement that was. He was telling me that I think it does 3 plus D3 damage. It's just a lot of damage. Too much. Can't handle it. Yeah, I don't remember what the Tau book was called. Oh, it was called For the Greater Good, wasn't it? The most obvious Tau name ever. That's where it came from. That's when my nightmares started. Yeah, the 9th edition changes to Melta weapons and likely fusion weapons are no joke, for sure. I think that they kind of, I mean, Eradicators right now are definitely undercosted. And I would expect that is going to change in fairly short order, but they might wait until everybody's got that stuff before they do it.
What now?
Oh, we're talking about Melta-Guns and how they changed in 9th edition are crazy overpowered now.
Oh,
which is maybe a slight exaggeration about the issue, but not that slight.
Yeah.
Or not by much. The ability to do 8 damage with a single shot is a little nutty.
I mean, what? That's a 33% increase on 6 damage.
Yep. It's a lot.
Okay, so you guys have seen this before. This is a commander that this is a Finecast commander that I pieced together using miscast Finecast parts. So like right when this kit came out, I ordered it, and it came with like some weird offset molding, and so I called GW. They sent me a new one, and so I was able to make a complete one that looked pretty good. This is all the reject material. So dry brushing on this will be interesting. Because it's lumpy.
I mean, you don't want to see my painting setup, but I'm not the channel person. I literally just have a box with a bunch of stuff in it, and it's bad and embarrassing.
I don't know if anybody wants to see my painting setup either right now. It is a messy desk with a tiny little area pushed.
I guess in a roundabout way that answers the question.
Yeah.
The minimum you need is, do you have a flat surface and some
Yes.
water?
Yes.
That's the minimum.
I recommend a paper towel and a paintbrush. And a paintbrush is useful. This is like a really not ideal blend here. You probably should like wet blend this. Is probably what I should do. But I'm lazy right now. I just want to kind of look like the rest of the army. Well, not the rest of the army, the rest of the crisis suits.
I mean, could you make him, since he is a special model, since he's made out of rejects,
So special.
maybe you want to paint him special too and like give him all sorts of battle damage.
I mean, I am painting him a little special. I usually don't do this kind of like asymmetrical paint design. So he has a gray arm. It's a little special.
Just a little bit special.
Some of that stuff ages really well.
Others don't.
Yeah. What am I even doing here? See, now I'm probably gonna like that. I'm gonna kind of like how this looks, and then I'm gonna feel like I should have been. See, like one of the things with airbrushing, right, is that you really should do it piecemeal, like before the model's assembled, so you can pick out those highlights in the right spot. I have I have a feeling that this is gonna make me want to do that, or like go back. Models I've already assembled, and like maybe dry brush them to make them look a little bit more.
Yeah, stupid. 6+ or D6+4 damage is insane damage in Warhammer.
In real life, it's non-existent. So.
Yep.
Well, I guess yeah. Like what would?
But you're right. That does sound like something you'd do with a short sword at level 1 in D&D.
When the pandemic is done, are we gonna pick up at any point here,
God, I want to.
or is Ched Bottom Cloak
Yeah.
retired?
I really want to.
So I've never talked about this on the channel before, but my D&D character his name is Ched Bottom Cloak, not Chad, Ched. And I really enjoy Ched. It makes me happy.
Paul.
Yep, he has a mouse named Paul.
He's kind of a garbage person.
Yeah, he kind of is.
Just like most D&D characters are.
Ched Bottom Cloak, like other garbage people, likes to undermine the integrity of the public's confidence in democracy.
Yes. Yes.
Hmm. I'm out of beverage.
I've been really enjoying some nice crisp water.
I might need some crisp water.
Yes, stupid. That is an accurate assessment of the difference.
The XV89. Um, wait, did that question get answered?
I have no idea.
So the XV, that's those are the because 88s are broadsides, so 89s are the Forge World ones, right? The Forge World commanders, or yeah, those were. It's got to be a couple years now. Tyrannosaurus Rex, I appreciate your response on the 89 armor. I, I really like how I do like the fluff explaining the like business aspect of it. How often do these streams happen? Who knows? That is a wonderful question, and they happen really whenever I feel like it or have time.
I think the correct answer would be when you feel like it and have time.
Yes,
It
right,
isn't an or.
right. Because there are times when I have time and I don't feel like it, and there are many times when I feel like it but do not have time. I don't know which one of those is more prevalent, more common.
Oh, don't you hate it when you are thinking you're getting to an almost a detail stage and then you realize that you missed a massive chunk?
Yes.
That's where I am right now.
Mm-hmm. How many times a month on average? Maybe 0.5 times per month. So every other month, maybe. Yeah.
Oh, somebody asked who I am in the Discord. I'm not in the Discord. I just
I know.
know him.
Yeah. I said that I did ask you if you would be a mod or an admin
You
on the
didn't
Discord.
ask me, you just said that I should be, and I didn't respond.
Yeah. There are several people on the Discord that I've been meaning to make admin mod people because they have demonstrated integrity and good judgment. um, but um, but I am a total noob at Discord and have no idea what I'm doing. So. Okay. Oh, right. I dry brushed this thing, but now I actually have to do the highlighting that I said I was going to do. Yeah. So, oh, and by the way, stupid. Thanks for subscribing. Welcome to the greater good. Happy to have you be part of the community here. But yeah, so Thomas, you're asking if this is a cold start, and it is. This is a cold start. It has the double fusion weapon from Red Dog Mini on it, and then it has some firing effects that I've printed from Deadly Print Studios and put those on there. So Cold Star, Games Workshop, weapon, Red Dog Minis, firing effect is from Deadly Print Studio, which they do really awesome stuff. Juan, the guy who runs Deadly Print, or at least is the guy that I've spoken to from there. He was or he is like a special a visual effects artist. So he does particulates effects. Like he did, I think he did like snow or smoke in Game of Thrones, and he has a professional highlight reel that shows off a lot of his work, of course, as you would if you were a professional in an artistic realm, I suppose. But he's used that visual effect background into to model realistic effects for miniature wargaming, like Warhammer 40,000.
It sounds like a cool dude.
He is a cool dude. He's a busy dude. Yeah, they got a lot going on. Based in Spain, if I recall correctly.
Okay.
Gil is doing something Necron.
Yeah, I'm doing something Necron. I'm working on an Overlord. My own camera is super tiny right now, and I don't really know where it's pointing or if it's going to give me the detail I want to see. But I'll
Hashtag
try
tiny
to get it
camera.
close.
Um,
Nope, it's terrible. It's real bad. I can't get any detail with this thing.
yeah. What if you put your hand behind it? People do that sometimes.
I'll try. Look at that. Look at that. So pretty. Yeah, look at all that sharp detail. It's all of
There
like
you go.
320 by
No, put your hand behind the
480.
bottle so that it doesn't
I,
try focusing on your
I did.
paint pot.
I did.
Oh, well,
It's not, it's failing, but
yes.
I have a bad webcam, so that's fine.
Yeah. Well, that's, I don't, people didn't know that when they logged in here, but this is the bad webcam live stream.
Yep. Yeah, I'm finally seeing it on the stream after the delay, and yeah, it looks every bit as bad as I imagined it would.
Looks real bad.
Thank you, stupid. I appreciate your kind words about my blobs. I don't know, maybe this guy will show up better. Because I'm trying to get this other guy to look kind of like this other one I painted here. Yeah, it's not really coming out that very well either. But it's a washed purple that most of him is going to be, and I'm not quite there yet, but I'm trying to put more gold on this one. I want to see how it looks. Probably end up repainting half of them when I'm done, but that's, I think, just kind of part of starting a new army, so just go through it. Yeah, 140p Necron, that's right. You know, back in my day, it wasn't the Ps, it was just really low resolution numbers. Nobody knew what 720p was. That was.
Do you know what the P and stands for?
Hmm?
Do you know what the P stands for?
Nope. I mean, I assumed that as pixels, but it doesn't matter. I just go with it.
It's not. It's P for progressive scan. I believe. I believe because there's the I's and the P's.
Oh yeah. I hope that you're right because I want you to be right, but I also hope that you're wrong because that would be a really funny moment.
Yeah. Yeah. It was,
I'm not the most in the know when it comes to screens. In fact, I'm very not in the know.
well, so if I'm wrong,
Yeah, it looks like Zach is saying that you are correct. Well, I don't know what you said. I don't remember what you said about I, but
yeah, interlace, yeah, and progressive. Yep. I didn't say anything about I, but
you weren't gonna go out on that limb.
no, because I couldn't remember if it was like interpolated or what. But I knew it was um, progressive. Um, that's a little bit of it's a tidbit of knowledge from my tenure at the old Best Buy.
See, I'm not alone. T-Rex there right with me. Maybe he might just be trolling me. That'd be fine too. I'd deserve it.
I don't think so. I am happy. I mean, generally, we'll say I feel pretty lucky that the folks that decide to spend their time with me on the internet here seem to be pretty well humored and well intentioned folk.
There we go. I see you now. God, I regret the Gray Seer Prime so much. It's made this so much harder than it needed to be. Oh, that's that goes onto the list of things that you need to do. You need to prime something the wrong color, and you need to do that like I don't know what every 6 months or something like that. At least that's how I go. That's how I roll.
I can't remember if I don't know if I saw this in real life or on the internet, but I remember seeing like some models years ago that were like primed this like satin green color.
No.
And it's not like the army was even that color. They just primed. They didn't have any primers that use that. Don't do that, folks.
Hey, if nothing else, this Necron's Magic Lightning Rock is gonna look great. The rest of them might look terrible because of the Gracier Prime and all the shadowy spots I'm really struggling to reach. But that rock is gonna look great.
Rock is gonna rock.
All right, time to start getting a little experimental. Time to get freaky.
Use a non-metallic color.
We're gonna throw some purple on here.
Nice. So you're using that's a contrast purple you're putting on there?
Nope, it is Druchii Violet.
Oh right. Okay, just the wash.
Yeah, yep. Just washing, seeing how it looks on a couple things that I haven't done before. Because it is fun to wash metallic paints, non-metallic colors, and see what happens. I might actually like that.
Yeah, stupid. That's called zenithal highlighting or zenithal technique, where you go in with a darker color and then you spray it from above with a lighter color to add an underlying contrast. Well, I'm doing the thing where like I have the camera over here, but then I'm you can just see the model. I gotta scoot in. Scoot.
Come closer, more closely.
Stay a while and listen. I will say that periodically, and my wife has no idea what I'm talking about.
We can't all be perfect, I guess.
go to couples counseling. All right, now, be honest. What's something that really bothers you?
My wife hasn't played Diablo.
They make references to video games she doesn't know.
Okay, you know what? I gotta say, using this purple wash on the gold is actually kind of cool looking.
That doesn't just turn like green.
Nope.
I don't know if I believe you. You maybe got a little too experimental over there.
Hey, it's getting freaky over here.
Is that like Vince Vaughn is in a movie, a Freaky Friday movie, but it's like not like the Lindsay Lohan Freaky Friday. It's a serial killer Freaky Friday thing. But Vince Vaughn.
Hmm.
When's the last time I wasn't he in like some more serious roles like
I think he was, but he did kind of disappear from. Well, I mean, I guess the comedy scene kind of in general disappeared a little bit.
It's not Marvel. It's dead.
That's right. Well, God, who was it? I don't remember what it was, or if I watched it, or if I read it, but the thesis of whatever it was that comedy has been really kind of suffering at the box office, before the pandemic, because Marvel popularized rolling comedy into non-comedy genres.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I could see that, right? Like,
Yeah, you don't need to go see a dedicated comedy movie to laugh in the movie. So if you just kind of scatter it throughout.
right. Ant-Man, Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yep, exactly. I definitely
It's so
should have.
weird, to think about that comic books and superheroes are the way of the world. Not like when we were young lads.
Nope, not one bit.
You mean Rocky Horror Picture Show? Zach?
Don't get him started on Rocky Horror Picture Show. It's probably too late. The damage is
Let
done.
me go put on my fishnets. I'll be right back.
Damn it, Janet.
I love you. The road was long, but I ran it, Janet. There's a fire in my heart, and you fan it, Janet.
The stream is clearly going off the rails now.
The number is going down. Not that we had record-breaking viewership to begin with, but I don't think me singing helps. Another reference that I make that my wife does get is when I will periodically start singing there's a light there's a light while we're driving, and there's just a random light out in the vastness of dark. She knows what that's from. Did you know? So what's her name? I'm totally blanking on what the bride's name is at the wedding at the beginning of the film. But where? That's gonna bug me. She is played by the designer from Love It or List It.
What?
Yeah, the designer from Love It or List It is in Rocky Horror Picture Show.
I did not know that.
I'm sure one of our intrepid viewers will be able to inform me of the character's name after a brief IMDb search. Or maybe they just know. What's Love It or List It? Love It or List It is, or at least
An
was,
HGTV show.
Yeah, a show on HGTV.
That is something that he knows because of his wife.
That's true. That is true.
I think that's how all of us know what is on HGTV, actually.
Okay. You know what? People are into different things, and that's okay. That's a series that should be on HGTV. Is Wargamer Reno, where you're like, it's like a mixture of like Cribs and you know, Stream Home Makeover or Stream Makeover Home Edition or whatever. Now it's back to 10 stupid. Clearly,
Quality's going up.
we're striking a chord with the people.
Okay.
You never know, stupid. You never know. It could happen tomorrow. That reminds me of Philip DeFranco. He has one of the things he says often is "Don't be stupid, stupid." I don't know. Maybe that's where you got the name from. So here's the thing about. I think we were talking about how often I do live streaming, and another component of that is that I am very slow at getting work done when I am live streaming. Not you might think that that's like a good way to get work done because you'd be like compelled to do it. No, I end up spending a lot of time just talking to myself. This model needs some liquid green stuff is what it needs. But you know what? It's not going to get it. Yeah, so they could be fusion blades if you want them to be imperious. They are whatever I need them to be in the moment. They're there for me like that. They care. But yeah, the idea is kind of that they would be fusion blades or fusion blasters, whatever you want. Really non-committal on that one. Cannot get the red off this brush. Today a weeknight. Today is a weeknight. Now it's not. No. Now we're back up to 10. We did it, folks. We did it. Where's the.
We made it up to 11 momentarily there.
I'm going to pop this champagne bottle of hot orange Vallejo.
I think the thing that really gave us that extra oomph was you singing Rocky Horror songs.
I think so. Oh, we're up to 11 too. Look, the word is getting out.
Yep.
This is what they call going viral.
Yep. You know what you need to do now.
And you know what? I didn't think it was going to happen to me. Yeah, I really didn't. But here we are.
All right. You were saying that you weren't feeling up to wet blending today, but I need to do something that isn't metallic, so I'm going to do some wet blending. I'm going to try anyway. I'm feeling motivated.
Oh, there's nothing more disappointing when you notice a paint pot that has been sitting there for indeterminate, for some extended period of time, that it does not have its cap on all the way.
Yeah, I actually just encountered that when I put the lid on this one.
Yeah, like when you look at it at the right angle, you're like, oh, that's not on.
All right.
It did.
Potentially problematic there, but that's a problem for another time.
Gil, was it you that I went on a lecture about the merits and drawbacks of the paint pot versus the squeeze bottle?
That was Jake.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm well versed in those subjects myself.
Someone knowing something has never stopped me from.
Oh, I know, but it was an important thing for him, and I was there for it. I was present.
Where were you on the day?
Okay, this is gonna get messy. We're gonna do some mixing of
That's the best kind of live stream.
white, black Templar, warp lightning, and fluorescent green.
All right, let's see it.
Well, I mean,
I mean,
do
let's
I
hear
need to
about it. We
remind you
can't
of
see it
the
because your
amazing
potato.
qualities of my webcam?
Yeah, we can't see it. We'll take your word for it.
What was it? 144p?
Yeah.
It was great.
We're gonna it's gonna be some golden demon level
Photography here is perfect.
Yep.
Every detail you need to see is right there.
Yep. Maybe that's something I should. Oh, you know what I need to do? I have not recorded my new. Well, I haven't done videos this month. Have been a little delayed, so I haven't recorded the end slide where I thank all my patrons for this month yet. But as soon as I have an edited video, I will do that. So. I'm not sure if it actually needs to be different, but the recording last month was weird. It was tingy, so I need to re-record it. But one of the, I think probably a good investment for me would be like a better webcam to do this type of thing. Yeah. Because I used this webcam to do. Why did I even get this? I think I got it around the time I got my Tiger Shark, which is still sitting right here. Again,
7 years ago,
unpainted. What's Patreon? Yeah. So regardless if you are knowledgeable on this or not. So, like I said, people knowing something has never stopped me from talking about it. So, Patreon is a way that folks can support creators, since create supporters directly, right? Like you might think that the main way that you can support a creator, like on YouTube, would be just watching their videos. And if those videos are monetized, you would be helping them indirectly by providing them with ad revenue. However, that's not necessarily a very stable way of supporting creators, because the amount of income that a creator gets from ad revenue is going to be not only dependent on the number of views that they get, but it's also at the mercy of things like the algorithm and legislation and all sorts of stuff like that. So things like Patreon, which allows you to directly support in a financial way creators, is a way to not only bring stability but also support to creators on a consistent and direct basis. That you basically cut out the middleman. You're probably somewhat a different middleman, but at least this middleman is more
less bad.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Oh no, did we lose stupid? Did we lose stupid from the stream?
We may have lost stupid.
I felt like he was the
he was kind of the spirit of this particular stream.
Yeah,
I think.
I felt like he was the soul of the stream. And if we lose stupid, then I might just be done.
What are we without stupid?
I don't know tonight. I really don't know. Oh no, he's still here. He's asking about merch. Okay, cool. No, I don't really have merch. I've looked at it. I've had mixed feedback from folks about if they would actually want that or not. And so what I do have is this. So for patrons over on Patreon, um, I send I send out these dice packs. So like this is the previous series of dice, where it's basically the colors are themed around different armies. So this is a purple, green, and tan one to go with my Tyranid army. I really like these colors, but the latest series of dice is more uniform. It's a black and it's a black, gray, white kind of marbly die with red pips, and then the sixes are the Invasive Wargaming logo. So I send those out to my supporters over on Patreon, and yeah. So I have that, and then also depending on the level, I do painting as kind of like a thank you for folks. That's not really merch, but that's me giving you something that I put my sincere time and effort into. So yes, we do have a delay, and apparently it's a substantial delay given the difference between what I'm talking about right now in the chat.
Yes, I've been watching it. I think it's about 15 seconds or 20 seconds, maybe even a little bit more.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, Stupid Soup is not leaving till the stream ends, so maybe I will just sleep here.
Seems worth it to me.
Yeah.
All right, I think my wet blending was a success. I'm very pleased with my resurrection orb right now.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I can't show off my handiwork.
Yeah. You could take a picture of it and send it to me, and I can put it in the Discord or
that I can do. I can do that.
I think you should do that either way, because then people know that they missed out on the stream.
I wonder how.
I do have there is at least one gentleman that is waiting for me to paint a model for him on Patreon, and the deal that we have worked out right now is that he's interested in one of the exclusive models from the Heresy Lab Kickstarter that very likely is going to be happening, or at least starting within 30 days of today. And so, but he's been waiting a while, he's been waiting a while, just like everyone who's been curious about the Heresy Lab Kickstarter. So I'm excited that Kickstarter will be coming in the very near future. And once that Kickstarter is completed, I'll have a model that I can paint for him and send his way. So. Can I paint you a Storm Surge? I've painted a Storm Surge in the past for a patron. So the answer is technically yes. Iroquois, if you're interested in that, we can talk more about that too. Storm surges are big. They are big.
All right, let's see I mean, this is not the best picture, but I'm actually thinking it kind of has the light. Need to push the differences a little bit, but
As well as having the problem where it's primed with the Army Painter Red Dragon spray.
why would you do that to yourself?
Because I like it when my paint doesn't actually stick to the model. I think that's fun.
Okay. That makes sense to me.
Yeah, so if you water down the paint at all, then it doesn't stick, and I don't know why that is. Maybe it's just me. I don't think so though.
All right, I sent a picture of that sexy, sexy resurrection orb your way.
Oh, okay. I see my phone lighting up with excitement. And finish this foot, and then I'm going to put it on. I'll put it on the Facebook page. Or you don't know what I'll do. No, yeah, I'll put it on the Facebook page. It's easier to do.
I
Okay.
think that the concern about the boxers would be warranted.
Boxers? Like,
Well, I'm wearing flannel
underpants?
pajama pants, and
Oh.
I got up and sat back down, and
Oh, don't be like that guy. Who
yeah,
was that?
Jeffrey Toobin
Yeah.
getting a
You
little
have to be a little bit more deliberate to have that happen.
yeah, that requires a couple more steps
Mm-hmm.
to get there.
Ooh, so that the gold is what you did there?
Huh?
The gold is what you layered?
The gold has a light wash of Gilman flesh on it, and then Ruchi Violet over that
On the gold.
on the gold.
That looks really nice. It's
Yeah,
really rich.
I am a big fan of the way that works out. The Resurrection Orb I'm actually quite pleased with too, getting kind of a marbly look with that.
Yeah, I like how rich that gold turned out.
Yeah, purple on gold, guys, it works.
Why is this picture like to the side?
What do you mean?
Like it's like the model's kind of cut off.
Oh, because I was trying to get the Resurrection Orb in there.
Okay, I'm gonna crop it.
Yeah, and visible. And because of the size of the Resurrection Orb and the terribleness of my light, I kind of needed to get a little creative. It resulted in much of the model not being visible.
Okay.
But also
Theory
because
does not like the word necron. She wants it to be neutron. Necron. Okay. All right. Picture of Gil's Necron is now on Facebook.
and you're right, Zach, it is hyper royal. That is what led me to experiment with purple in the first place. And I am very pleased with how it is turning out.
Neat is neat. The chat is correct. Oh, Ferdinand. Okay, hey. Hey, thanks
Oh,
for
we're up to 12. The quality is jumping.
yes. I'm not sure how.
I don't know, Mike. You want to send me a Discord link and I'll just post it there?
Sure. Okay. Yeah, I'll send Gil the thing. Yeah. So Ferdinand, what I would recommend, given your the procurement method that you selected, I would recommend going to Reddit. I think there's a subreddit. I think it's Warhammer instructions. They have instructions for everything on there, and so you should be able to find the full instructions there. That's going to be a lot more useful to you than anything I could show you. yeah, the recast resin is not as good as Forge World. It's you know in you don't. I would say you get what you pay for, but and that's true in terms of the raw materials. But of course, you're not paying for the hours and personnel that went into developing the model and everything like that. So it's not quite accurate to say. But yeah. So, but what do you want to know? Like, what are you curious about? Yeah, recast resin is rough to work with. It's not the best. All right, I'm gonna keep painting. The back of it. Oh, so like the back of it, all the thrusters on the back of the VR should fit onto the recessed areas of the of the backpack, basically. And the resin is the resin case for the body should fit over the rest of the body. And I can't remember, is that one? Is it the Arvarna or the Ivara that you have to actually trim like the air intake off? Stupid. What's your friend bringing? What do you want to counter?
That is a very good counter, Tyrannosaurus Rex. That will counter anything. Pro strats in this chat.
Oh, the bit in the A shape, Ferdinand, goes on the front of the air intake in the on. It goes on the air intake that's behind the head. I'm pretty sure that's the part you're talking about. I'm gonna be kind of impressed with myself if I know what part he's talking about just by just by that description and that I know where it goes. If I'm right. Ooh, I'm messing up this line real bad. Do not like how that's turned out. AdMech? What specifically? Oh, star set. So, I need to remember what's in that. Oh, okay. I have to send Gil the Discord thing though too, so he can Discord with you. So I will do. Hey, Iroquois, I see your message here. I'll message you back after the stream. And if I don't be afraid to follow up with me tomorrow so that, just in case my phone dies or something. What am I doing? Right. Right. Hey, thanks for it in. I appreciate it. It probably would have been a lot easier for me just to like go into Discord and get the link instead of trying to like pull it off of the video details.
That would have been much, much easier, yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do because that's still not working for some reason. Okay. All right, there. That was way easier. That was so much, so much easier. Again, you guys remember I'm a scrub at Discord, so amongst other things. Yeah, you can make it. Yeah, I do take requests. Again, my fortes are classical music and off-color musicals. So, so outside that, I can't promise that I'll be pitch perfect. But go ahead, make a request. Yes, you can ping the server whenever a stream is about to begin. Yes, that's fine with me.
I have no idea which channel that went into.
Probably general. Should go in the hobby hub.
Sure did go into general.
Gosh darn it.
Can I move that? I will delete it. Delete message. There we go. Hobby hub. You've got a lot of channels.
I aim to please.
Fixing it. There we go. Nice little different Xeno scum in there.
Hopefully, this temporary delay in Tau battlefield superiority will alleviate some of the historical anxiety, the trauma people feel about the army. Until, of course, the new codex comes out and we get all sorts of rules again that make them crabby pants.
I will always be crabby pants about Tau. It will never stop. until they make Tau less frustrating to play against.
But it's for the greater good. I was talking about Little Shop of Horrors today as well.
You're really going in on those 80s musicals, or
Yeah,
late 70s, early 80s.
because the name Audrey came up, and then it was Audrey 2, as in Audrey
Oh,
also.
yes.
But I'm like, oh, well.
Obvious.
Yeah, obviously. Obviously, I would then start talking about. It's actually been quite some time since I've seen that.
It's probably been like 10 years.
Since you've seen it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's been longer for me. I think it's. What decade is it? Oh yeah, I guess maybe not quite. It's probably been like 15 years.
Been a while either way.
Yeah. Zach, I have a feeling it will be like May, June. That's my gut. um, I think I've talked about this on stream before. And what? Oh yeah. So this year I had a bunch of good April Fools things planned. Right, Gil? We've talked extensively about some of them,
Yes.
and then with COVID, it just like wasn't going to happen. And hopefully this time. So, Tyrannosaurus Rex, you might get your wish. Oh darn it!
Oh, darn it.
Yeah. I'm doing the thing where I'm creeping off the screen again. I'm sorry, guys. That's cool, Space Magnet. Yeah. Yeah. Zach, one does get tired when they wake up early. So I have an exorcist coming. Exorcist coming at some point. I don't know.
I'm excited to see that thing.
I'm excited to see it too. I'm like the sister stuff is so detailed. It's just like, oh boy.
Yep.
Like I'm gonna
Yes.
have to like kind of rely on some washes. I think.
I'm all about that wash life.
Mm-hmm. I kind of want to just play with the one for a while and see how it goes. Like it's very tempting to just like buy several and then also buy several things of mortifiers and several things of like um oh my gosh, not retributors. Yeah, retributor squads. Yeah.
You mean kind of like me going and buying 2,500 points of necrons in the space of a month?
Is that how much it turned out to be?
If I used everything I have, it's probably around there.
That was decisive.
I knew what I wanted and I went in.
Yeah.
Ooh. Actually, that worked out. Nope. Ruined.
What's the most ambitious painting project I've ever done? I don't know. I'm not a very ambitious painter. I'm going to be honest. I don't know, Gil. Do you have any thoughts on that?
For you,
Or for you?
mean, I could give you a really long list of ambitious painting projects I haven't done.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Well, what was it? It says ever done, not ever planned or attempted. So you have to actually have done it.
uh, that is a good question.
I don't know. I mean, probably it like my answer probably has to be like some of the crunch painting I've done for tournaments.
Oh, I guess that, yeah, that is a good answer. That is a good answer.
Yeah. Oh, the doubles tournament you were talking about before, I like crunch painted most of that Tyranid army.
Yeah, I painted. I mean, not to the scale you did, but I painted almost that entire army in the space of about 2 days.
Yeah.
That was miserable.
That was what Sanguinary Guard most and Death Company mostly.
Yeah, it was a very gimmicky army and it was fun, except for that first game where I got Auspex scanned off the board in turn one. But
Mhm.
um, I mean, honestly, that tactical squad I did, where I spent like 6 hours per model, is
Yeah.
probably the most ambitious painting project I've ever done. Just having that one squad, I'm really proud of how it looks.
Yeah.
But I mean, that was a 30-hour
Squad.
project for 5 models.
Hmm. Um, was stupid is asking about AdMac against Tau. Yeah, I mean, I think they do favorably right now. Um, I'm pretty sure Tau are on the get the short end of the stick on most matchups because most matchups are against an army that can do something in multiple phases of the game. So it's really about um, picking weaknesses and targeting them. So right, like the thing, I think the number one thing to keep in mind while playing is any faction, but especially as Tau, given we have a limited set of tools, is just keep the mission in mind. It's really easy to get kind of bloodthirsty, and you know, as one does in this game, and just focus on trying to shoot all the things. But you don't need to shoot all the things to win. You need to be in the place and do the things to win.
Raise those banners, deploy
Yeah,
those scramblers.
yeah. So look at the board, figure out which units are going to prevent you from doing that. A lot of times, it's going to be the things that are not necessarily the things that are going to hurt you the most, but it's the things that are going to interrupt you the most. The things that are fast, the things that are going to sit on an objective, and you're not going to be able to move them. So prevent them from getting there, or if they get there, get them off of there as fast as you can, kind of thing. That's in general what I would say when you're dealing with when, with when you're dealing with a new opponent like that. I can't remember the last time I played against an AdMech list though.
I did a year and 2 years ago. It was a fun game.
When was
Came
that?
after me from the flank with their little walkery dudes. I don't remember what they're called.
Oh, was that at that basement tournament?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, the onagers?
Yeah, those.
Colors? Yeah.
Yep. Do some pretty decent damage.
Hmm. They're fun
Get
to
you where
pop.
it hurts.
All right. Bye, Tyrannosaurus. Bye, Zach.
Thanks for teaching me what P and I mean.
I will say this is a more enjoyable stream for me when there's someone to actually talk to, like using my words.
You have the best words.
Yeah. Um, I know. So okay, I'm Space Magnet. The custom set Discord role. I know. I've thought about talking about this multiple times throughout the stream, and I have refrained from doing so because I didn't want to incriminate myself. But yes, I know I need to put the custom set Discord role in. It's just a matter of me taking the 5 minutes to go in there and do it. I will. You know what we'll do here when I'm done here is I will do it before I get out of this chair. Okay, I promise. I promise I'll do it before I leave this chair. I will put the custom set Discord role in. Favorite hobby channel. So I have a couple. Um, I really like I really like Squidmar minis.
He's
I
good.
think I think he does a good job. Um, the Miniac guy is here in the Twin Cities. Um, I think he does nice work too.
I really like the Goobertown dude.
Oh yeah,
He's like the Bob Ross of Warhammer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like him too.
Oh, I am really screwing this dude's eyes up.
Don't do it.
I feel so much regret right now. Should have saved that for the morning or something.
Yeah.
I'm just piling paint on here. I can barely see it.
Yeah.
It was a mistake.
What do you think? Should we call it soon here?
Yeah, whenever you're ready. I mean, just because I can't see small details doesn't mean I can't get stuff done.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna let's see. I got I got one layer of highlights done. So I think as when I'm done with this cold start here, all I gotta do is his weapons too. There. So I get this red done in here, then I'll probably conclude the evening. Oh god. Oh. Nice thing is if we put a bunch of paint on, it's still wet enough that I can kind of wipe it away with my finger.
And now I'm going off the screen. You're teaching me bad habits.
Yeah, I mean that's what this channel does. It's really for teaching bad habits. Okay. Yeah, I think. I mean, I do think Kenny does nice paint. Um, stupid. You're asking about basic supplies that can be homemade. Um, Oh, here's a great one. This thing right here, our wet palette. That's something that I think is. I mean, I don't know if I would call it a basic supply, but it's pretty close to
Sure is
basic. It's
handy.
not. Yeah, it's handy. It's not essential. It's not essential, but it is basic. How about that? So, oh gosh. All right. Right. So this lovely mess here is called a wet palette. Um, and essentially what it is layers of sponges and then some Kleenex and then some parchment paper. The parchment, yeah, parchment paper or wax paper. One of those two.
Parchment paper.
Parchment paper. Yeah, wax paper would not be good because it would block.
Yeah, you use wax paper, you're gonna have a bad time.
Yeah. So it's parchment paper, baking paper, and then there's water sitting in the bottom, and this is just like a sandwich container. Um, and you know what? It probably would have made more sense to just like use a carryout container for this or something. Um, but at the time I didn't have that. I had this. So anyway, right. So this is just a sealable container. It should be sealable. That's important because you want to have an airtight lock so that it doesn't desiccate or dry out. But you have water in the bottom, and then the sponges soak up the water and bring the water up to the surface to moisten the. I'm pointing at this, and it's not on the screen. To moisten the Kleenex here, the tissue, and that creates a wet surface underneath this parchment paper, which keeps this area cool and damp enough to prolong the life of your paint and prevent it from drying out on the surface. So it's something that you can use to prolong the life of your paint, use less paint, and have an easier time painting.
And it's really hard to blend paints, mix paints when you don't have something to mix them on.
Right. Yeah. So having a palette, any type of palette you could mix on, but this is a lot better because it keeps them wet, and you can like have your little pool of your one color and a pool of your next color, and then pull from them and not worry about them drying out like they would on a hard palette. Parchment paper. It's the paper that you would like line a baking tin with. So depending on what part of the world you're in, you might call it something different. But if you Google wet palette, you'll see several videos. I believe Tabletop Minions, Uncle Adam has a great. I think he made the video that I used all these years ago to make this one. I like him. He's a.
Oh God.
I like that he has like a very like. It's very approachable channel, and like his content is very like digestible. Oh, he's sharp. Yeah, like when I first got my resin printer, and I started printing off these effects from Deadly Print Studio. A lot of the work that they had done, all the test prints that they had done, I think were on filament printers. So it didn't. My impression was that they didn't have a good feeling for how they turned out on resin, and I don't know. Maybe that's wrong. Maybe they totally knew how resin worked, but um, like not how resin worked, but how their prints turned out on resin. And I think they turned out great. It's really nice to see that level of detail. I like that you can like squash and stretch the STL files too to make it fit. Like these files here for the effect that I have on these fusion blasters is really meant for a pulse rifle. But I was trying to figure out how I would imagine this really looking. If you look at the art, there's like some of like the earliest Crisis Suit art has effect kind of like this coming out of a fusion blaster. So that's what I did. Hmm.
From the third edition Tau Codex cover.
Mhm. I don't know. Well, I'll get it. Here, as we start to say goodnight. Yeah, like here's that old cover, and you can kind of see that's basically how it looks there, right? There's the particle, and then there's the flare around it. But the art I was specifically thinking of, huh? There, I have a. Just looking on the inside here of this codex, I have like a post-it note with a username and password for what I'm pretty sure was like an old which at this point is like a dead Tau forum. Just like looking at this old codex, it just makes me like think I smell super glue and plastic.
Cats.
Yeah. Like I love the way that they used to do battle reports in White Dwarf with arrows and everything. It's kind of like this old codex is actually very thin. Like there's not a lot in here. Um, if you compare it to today's codices. I don't know where is that art that it has to be in here. It's not like they had art just laying around.
Why are Tau always getting destroyed in the art? Well, I think the answer for that is obvious, isn't it?
Oh, here it is. Yeah. Oh, of course. It's at the it's on the crisis suit page. Right. So this is that. This is specifically the piece of art I was thinking of. Why are Tau always getting? Yeah. I think they picked up on the, what is that called, zeitgeist.
GW hates every faction that isn't Space Marines. That's and they don't love Space Marines equally either.
No. Oh, interesting. I kind of want to. This pulse carbine looks thinner than it should. But it's probably just me. It's probably just like the angle of the picture. Trying to find other pictures. Like there's a page here about like how to make Tau terrain using like a pot. Can you imagine Games Workshop doing that today? They're like, oh yeah, don't buy our terrain, make your own out of a pot.
Well, I mean, back then they barely made terrain.
Right.
There's that one castle that everybody has, or had, and that was basically it.
Mm-hmm.
Ferdinand, the answer to that is yes. They are very annoying to fight.
Mm-hmm.
That is basically the only reason. Yeah, so the balance struggles between being all shooting, like basically in games, the extremes are really hard to figure out the right way. If you're all about getting in close, then you either need a way to get there and then your range is not a factor, or you need to be so powerful that if you do get there, you win. And then on the opposite end, you need to be so powerful that nothing can get to you, or what? I mean, who can think of other things that you can do to balance that out? I'm drawing a blank. But basically,
Okay.
yeah,
Hey.
there you go. Super cosmic space magnet. That is exactly it. Yeah, when Tau unload on you, there's nothing you can do about it. And when you try to fight back, Tau ignore a lot of normal rules and impose their own instead. And so the game just kind of is different with them, and it's bothersome.
Yeah, I mean the common criticism is that, yeah, it's unengaging. It doesn't feel good to just get shot at. Especially like in the past when Tau you could just basically sit in one place, or jump behind stuff and then jump out to shoot you. Like it was actively discouraging um, dynamic play from a Tau player at times, and so that's not necessarily fun to play, and it's not necessarily fun to play against. So something I never realized this. I don't know, how many times I looked at this book, but there's like this table of contents. I'm trying not to hit the light. All right. There's a table of contents here on the side of this book that I never knew was here. Like it fits perfectly like along the margin of this piece of art, and I don't think I ever knew that it was there. I just thought this was like a title page. I didn't realize it was a table of contents. I'm getting distracted by old books. Oh, and I see now looking at the stream that I didn't even show you what I was talking about, but whatever. You get the idea. Okay. Yes, I would like to see Tau operating more than one phase, either by giving them ways to make their existing units operate in those other phases, as we talked about earlier, like perhaps allowing crisis suits to shoot in close combat as if they were fighting, right? Or improving the abilities of existing units like Kroot and Vespid, right? Like Vespid at one point had like crystallized claws or something, crystalline claws or something like that. It'd be nice. So if Vespid could hurt in close combat too, that'd be cool. Something to make Kroot viable in close combat would be cool. Or introducing entirely new units, something like that.
I so badly want Kroot to be good.
I want there to be, well, what I really want is for Kroot to have a greater diversity of options and have the potential to run a totally Kroot army. I think that would be cool. I don't want the Kroot army to be necessarily like good by itself, right? I think it makes sense that it's a part of the Tau. And so
But
if
you
you
want
want
the option.
Yeah, but you want like the option. Yeah, so I'm not gonna get it. I have that white dwarf that has the Kroot mercenaries codex in it. Had the quote new high elves on the front.
From 2003,
Yeah.
2004.
Mm-hmm. No, Narlaks are not still a thing. They are in the Imperial Armor compendium though. So Narlak riders are. Wait, no, they're not in the compendium. Sorry, they're not in the compendium. They're in the Legends, the new Legends document that came out. Narlak riders. I don't know. I don't think Great Great Narlaks in the Legends document. I don't remember. They're definitely not in the compendium. Okay, I'm gonna call it.
Sounds good to me. I've tried to get this dude's eyes for the last half hour. I've tried about 10 different times, screwed it up 10 different times.
Well, if you get a picture, we'll put it in Discord.
Of his screwed up eyes.
Yeah.
Give people nightmares.
Yeah.
Give it a shot.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Thanks everybody for hanging out with us. And as always, stay safe and happy wargaming.